Hello everyone, we're here for another storytelling video in my little 3 video segments of the stories behind my guitars. And this guy, this is Simon. Simon is my Simon & Patrick guitar. I love the logo, Simon & Patrick. But this is him. This is a little 3/4 size guitar and still in great shape. A few nicks, from my strumming here. But beautiful. And this is the guy I was thinking about selling recently. Sorry, Simon. I'm not going to. I think he's going to become a campfire guitar more than anything else. Maybe the odd time in the cafe. But the story behind Simon is learning how to play. I have, as I said in the last video, I have small hands, and I don't have. I didn't have the strength of that time. I think I've gotten a little stronger in my fingers and hands since then to do some things on the guitar, and I felt it was holding me back. And I thought, if I have a smaller neck on the guitar, because guitars have different thicknesses of necks too, and just a smaller guitar in general, maybe that would help me, and maybe I could get the strength, and maybe I would enjoy that more. So I actually was going to play at our friend's house for a campfire, and I rented a Martin Mini from Long & McQuade. Now, those of you who aren't familiar with the Martin Mini, that's the guitar that Ed Sheeran uses. And it's basically looks like a giant ukulele, like it's, with a couple extra strings. It's a small guitar. But I was disappointed with the Martin Mini for 2 reasons. I played it that night. I was disappointed for 2 reasons. One, it didn't sound like Ed Sheeran. Go figure. And 2, it was almost too small. It just wasn't connecting with me, and it also couldn't seem to hold its tune. So that could have been the strings, or it was getting damp that night too. It could have been that, but I just wasn't. It didn't impress me. And usually when you grab a guitar, it's like anything else. It just kind of sinks into you for whatever reason. You just know, okay, that's what I'm going to buy. So I didn't go with that. So I don't know how long after that, I was chatting with my friend Rob, who owns All Access Music, and who is a big part in giving me the confidence to just get out there and have fun with music. Rob suggested, why don't you look at Simon & Patrick guitars? So they are actually made by Godin. I don't know how you say it, but it's a Canadian company. And so the idea of Canadian, I love that. And he said, they're really nice guitars. And he said, there's a 3/4 size one at Long McQuade. So I went and I see Simon. And this whole sunburst design, this sort of shade, you noticed it on my Alvarez too. I just connect with it. I don't know why. I just think they're beautiful. I love the patterns. And this one's really cool. And I even love the little design around the sound hole too. It just looked awesome. So I grab it off the rack, and I'm strumming away in the store, and I'm going, wow, like this little guy, the body is not very thick, and this little guy pumps out the sound pretty well. And that's actually been mentioned when I use it at the cafe. Some other musicians who have been in listening say that little thing really pushes the sound out. So it's been great in that way. I think the reason I was thinking about selling it was because, again, the number of guitars I have now, but also the fact that the 3/4 size, I don't really go to it now for that particular reason. I think I've gotten stronger in terms of how I use it so far, but also I like the sound and the fullness of the full-size guitars versus the smaller body. And when you go, even though this little guy pumps up the sound good, I still hear a difference between my Alvarez or my Takamine when I go to this one. So that sometimes throws me off, and it takes a bit to get into the tone and the sound of it when I play it. But I love him. And again, he's got the war wounds here from my strums. I was actually considering putting a pickguard on it at one point. My friend Rob goes, why? Why would you do that? I said, well, it's a good point. Because the style of the wood on this guitar, I don't think it would make it look great. I think it looks really nice the way it is, and I like the little dings out of it. But what's special about Simon, besides the fact that he's smaller and lighter and that kind of stuff, he has played a lot of gigs with me, absolutely. But Simon was my first guitar that came from music. Simon was born, we'll say, from my music. The money I made from my gigs went back into my music by buying Simon. So he was my first instrument that came back to me from the music itself, which I think is pretty cool, and that's worth keeping him around as it is. So I also like the pickup better in Simon than I do with my Alvarez. I had a pickup installed in my Alvarez. It didn't initially have it, but I like this one better. So that's a nice little extra feature with Simon. But anyway, this guy is sticking around. He's not going anywhere. I think I will use him more for campfires and things like that, because he's just a little smaller, a little easier to carry around. And again, he deserves to stay with the family for sure. Talk to you next time.